we want to update you on Rob Dempsey. Been talking to him last couple of days. He's still in some pain and still recovering. Had that big surgery last week on Wednesday, and thanks for all the prayers and everything. But they've been through it. The family, Rob's family, just like the rest of us, right? Over since March of 2020, had some things happen we don't need to get into, but it's just we want to love on our friend, Rob Dempsey, and his entire family as they're helping him. And, of course, his son Spencer went back to college, and that's another kind of a blow, because you're like, my baby's not here at the house. And so we started thinking, we want you to be part of this.
Yes.
We want to, what'd you call it yesterday?
A joy bomb.
Yeah,
we want to drop a joy bomb.
Woo!
Yes.
We need like a jingle for that. Joy bomb, joy bomb.
I think we got it.
Okay, there you go.
All right.
Sorry, little sweet. But anyway, so if you could, and hopefully we'll hear from you guys at 800-447-7234 to say, yeah, I want to be part of that. Send a card.
Yeah, we were thinking about that because think about that. A text is nice, an email is nice, but when you actually physically get a card or a little note in the mail, you can open it up physically and read it. Mm-hmm. And so that's what we want to do. But you're going to have to do it today and send it to us.
Yeah.
And get it to us. So if you got a card, you can send to Rob, or you just want to jot down a little note, and you can send it here to the radio station, to the Greenville, South Carolina address.
Yeah.
We're going to deliver these to Rob
this weekend.
We're
going to drop that joy bomb on Rob and his family, and hopefully we'll get you to be part of it. But I'm also going to put it on our text. You can text 800-447-7234, and we'll have that address.
All right, there you go. Love to hear from you. Help us drop a joy bomb.
Joy bomb.
Joy bomb.
His morning crew.
Last year, my daughter got married in the end of March, and so things changed.
Oh, my gosh.
Supposed to have 125, 50 people, something like that, and it ended up being nine people. Total.
At the wedding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thankfully, her father-in-law was the minister, so he performed the ceremony. But a lot of people are going through this. So Megan Kennedy, she lives in England. Same thing kind of happened. Had this big wedding planned. It kept getting whittled down. They got married in October. 15 people were there.
Yeah, she was supposed to have like 10 bridesmaids, I believe.
One of these humongous weddings, right? But it just kept getting pared down. So anyway, she's like, okay, who am I going to have stand up with me when I get married? He's going to have the best man and, all this.
Yeah.
I need bridesmaids. So what did she do? I love this. She asked her 80-year-old grandmother and her 90-year-old grandmother to be her bridesmaids.
Now, at first, they were like, this is crazy. We're too old. That's stupid. We don't, But then they kind of warmed up to the idea.
Of course they did. And they are just the cutest. They said they think the whole thing's crazy, but it's really been a nice boost for them. They had something to look forward to, in the midst of the pandemic.
It was like the first time they'd been out in a while as well.
Of course, yeah. And they got to be at their granddaughter's wedding, not only be there, but be part of it. So I started thinking like something unconventional that was part of maybe your wedding. My husband Joey and I eloped. So I think that was a little different. It was just us. But my brother and sister-in-law had a dog as the ring bearer.
Ooh.
Their dog, Simon. I don't know what kind of dog Simon is. I think he's a Rottweiler. I don't know. He's a big dog.
Okay.
He's a big dog. And named Simon. But he was the ring bearer, and he was so good through the whole thing. But yeah, little unconventional.
Okay, so there you go. Maybe something different, something not traditional at your wedding, part of your wedding party. It didn't even have to
happen last year. Just at any point, what was different about your wedding? Love to hear it.
Yeah, 800-447-7234. You can call or text this morning.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Unique, different, non-traditional things maybe that happened for your wedding party.
Yeah, because we had a young woman that got married last year and had her grandmothers as her bridesmaids, which is
due to the pandemic.
Cool.
Yeah,
exactly.
Pared down that list.
Right, but Lindsay texted and said, I got married on December 17th of 2020, and they only had 20 people there. And so what she did, she had her 9-year-old daughter as a bridesmaid, 12-year-old son who has autism walked her down the aisle.
Oh, how perfect that had to be.
Sweet, I know. And then Marion texted and said, at our wedding, we had a friend who was a judge. He actually married us during our lunch break. And the best part was that her son got to be there. And I asked, I was like, okay, so wait a minute, on your lunch break? She said, yeah, he worked at a tire shop. I worked at a restaurant. And so we took our lunch break, got married, and I guess went right back to work.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Maybe something like that happened at your wedding. Love to hear from you. 800-447-7234. You can call or text this morning.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
We're talking about weddings and different things that happen at your wedding.
Yeah, like how did you make them different and unique? So Abraham said, my wife and I chose to get married on Easter Sunday. Now, it's about almost 10 years ago. And he said, to start our lives, but celebrate our lives with Christ. And so what happened was they were going to have Easter potluck at church anyway.
Yeah.
They didn't have to pay for catering. So everybody was well fed. All of their friends and family were there. And then they didn't spend a dime. You are smart, Abraham.
Abraham is a wise man.
Exactly. Sydney said, we had our party with friends on Friday night and got married on Saturday with just family and bridal party. And she said, this was actually pre-pandemic.
Okay.
But it worked out for them, and they shared a picture with us. It's gorgeous.
Oh, my. I've never seen, like, people throwing it like an autumn wedding and they're throwing leaves in the air instead of, like, the rice or birdseed
or bubbles or whatever. But
yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful. But I guess, what's different about it is they got married on Friday.
That's right. All right. Hey, Belinda, what happened with your wedding?
I had been teaching for 30 years. I teach at Powdersville High School, and my principal had gotten married the year before, and we were talking, and he's like, have y'all decided where you're going to get married? And I said, no, not yet. And he said, why not the library? Our library is on the second floor. It overlooks the mountains. It is absolutely beautiful. We were married in my school library. My principal was the best man. My assistant principal and 25 students gave me away, walked me down the aisle. My daughter was my maid of honor. Everybody except one person was involved in the school. My friends' daughters were the flower girls and the junior bridesmaids, the people who set the ushers. That was my principal's sons, and the ring bearer was one of the teacher's sons. The teachers did the decorating. One fixed my hair. One baked the cake. It was a complete school wedding. I am a school nerd forever, and I'm still teaching.
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
All right, you read that book, and then years later, you see the movie. It ruins the book for you.
Yeah, sometimes the movies are better, don't you think?
Sometimes movies are have you seen a movie that's better than the book?
Yes, Forrest Gump, for sure, hands down.
Really?
Absolutely. I started reading the book after I saw Forrest Gump.
Okay.
And I was like, don't like this at all. I don't think I got 30 or 40 pages in. I was done. Like, I think I trashed the book, and I'm sorry I did. I was like, ugh.
Really? Okay. There's been a couple for me. Field of Dreams. The book is not as good as the movie, but the big one for me is Big Fish.
Okay.
I love that movie.
And I'm not familiar with it.
You're not?
No.
Oh my gosh, Danny DeVito, Albert Finney, Ewan McGregor, and
which I'm familiar with all of those actors, but I just can't place
Big
movie.
Big Fish. I read the book. I think I saw the movie first and then read the book. I'm glad I probably wouldn't have watched the movie if I'd have read the book first.
Yeah.
So, movie was fantastic.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. And True Grit. I read the book and then watched the remake first.
Right.
I think which was Jeff Bridges one. That's more close to the novel than the John Wayne version of True Grit. So
Nicholas Sparks writes a lot of books, and I don't know. Like, I go back and forth. There's some that I think the book is better, and there's some, because there's so many of them, some that the movie is better.
Yeah, but I went through this period when I was reading Nicholas Sparks' books. And so, when you start reading, you go, all right, who's going to die? Because you're trying to figure it out. Because somebody is going to just...
Right, don't act like that doesn't... Every single Nicholas Sparks book, just about. And we love you, Nicholas. But yeah, you're trying to figure it out.
Okay, so there's a book that's better than a movie or a movie that's better than a book in your life.
Yeah, it's kind of the a super fight here, I guess, between books and movies. Who did it better?
Martian, you like that one, right?
I love
The book and movie, or movie just movie?
I like the book. The book goes way too in detail about certain things.
And the movie didn't?
And don't start with me on The Martian. That is one of my favorite movies. Like, I watch it every time it's on.
Cower in the corner on that.
I know, right?
Gee.
I'm very passionate about The Martian, and I don't know why.
All right, help me out in this. 800-447-7234. Books versus movie. What's your better?
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
We're talking about books and movies. Like, sometimes you'll... like, I saw Forrest Gump, and then I read the book, and I was like, this is terrible. And that was, that's my opinion. Didn't like
Books
it
are
at
like
all.
a box of chocolate.
You never know what you're going to get.
Exactly
So,
right.
yeah, we're trying to figure out for you, like, which one is better. So, Tiffany texted in, by the way, 800-447-7234. She said The Maze Runner. The book is way better than the movie because there's so much more detail. And then Alexander and Brianna said The Jungle Book versus the cartoon movie versus the live action. She said, or they said, the book is better because you learn a little bit more, but I think she also, they like the live action better than the cartoon.
Okay.
I don't know about those two. I think I like the cartoon better, but that's just me.
Okay, 800-447-7234.
And Angela said The Mountain Between Us. The book is amazing. Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
It's really good. Idris Elba is in it, and I think it's Kate Winslet.
Oh, I wanted to see that. It's like when their plane crashes.
Exactly.
Yes,
but
okay.
and I told her, I was like, well, Angela, that you sold me. I got to go read the book now.
All right, Gloria, how about you?
I can only imagine the book so much more than I do the movie.
And why?
And the reason, because it tells you so much about all of his family and about how his parents were and how they were before his daddy had, I think, the accident, and then all the changes there. And then you learn about his brother, and then you learn so much more about the band and how they got their name. And it's just so much richer. I just love the book.
Yeah, there's sometimes that movies just can't go into such detail, or it's going to be like Titanic. You're going to be sitting there all day.
Right. But the book is so much more different than the movie, in my opinion. I just love the book.
But we love the movie because our very own Rob Dempsey is in the movie at the end of it.
Did you know that?
Well, that's true, yeah. I do like that part of it. I mean, I love the movie.
I know.
But there's just so much more that's just that they had to leave out because of time, and it's so much important to his story.
His morning crew.
Which was better, the book or the movie? That's what we're talking about, because a lot of people say it's the book, but sometimes it is the movie.
Okay.
Olympia says the book is always better, but Princess Bride is probably the closest movie adaptation to a book ever. And I have not read the book, so...
Inconceivable.
Marriage. Love it. Jennifer said the Twilight movies. The books are so much better, and the movies are just silly. I have to agree. The first Twilight movie...
Okay.
There's a part where Robert Pattinson's character is kind of running up a mountain, and he's got, the girl kind of piggybacking. It looks like the mountain man from Price is Right.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It looks like from the Price
Come
is
on
Right.
down!
Exactly. And so the first time I ever saw it, I was like, what in the world is happening?
So I like the Hunger Game movies.
Yeah.
I've seen those, but I've got the books. So do I need to read them?
Books are good.
Okay. All right, Belinda, how about you? Amber, which one do you like?
So I couldn't figure out a book that was better, or a movie that was better than the book, but I did want to share, like one that's pretty close.
Okay.
Is the new Black Beauty movie that just came out on Disney Plus.
Yeah?
It's so good. I mean, but they do it in a modern way compared to the book, and they still get, all the sentimental value out of it. So, for me, that was, a huge plus.
I love that book.
Yeah, I think some people will be like up and down about it, but for me, I feel like the movie was better in ways, but the book is still like so singularly great that it's hard to be like, the movie was so much better, but it was like as equal.
His morning crew.
Do you like slippers? Do you wear slippers around the house at all?
No.
No, you don't?
No.
Oh.
No.
Is that disgusting to you?
Well,
Brian, what is wrong? Like, your face is telling me, ew. Like feet.
I don't know. I have one pair of slippers,
Okay.
and I bought them probably
That's the problem. You need a couple.
a dozen years ago.
Gotta wash those puppies every now and then.
Oh, maybe that's the clue. So, no.
Okay.
I like my feet to be free once I get home.
Okay,
Free!
I got you. Free. All right, Bedroom Athletics is a
Okay.
company that makes slippers.
Okay.
And they're looking to hire someone. So I'm thinking, Brian, I may be trying to take on a second job. Because, well, they're going to pay $5,000 over the course of a year.
Okay.
4 people. So 2 days a month.
Just 2 days a month.
Just 2 days a month. They're going to pay you $450, I guess, for the 2 days or whatever every
Okay.
month for you to try out their bedroom slippers. That's all you
Okay.
got to do.
Okay, I think I would do that.
Okay,
I think
for
I would.
$450?
$450. I'd, my feet,
Basic.
I'd tie them up. So,
Right.
put them in slippers.
So you gotta, you need to wear each product that they send you for 2 12-hour days per month. So, if you're off on the weekends.
A trip or two to Walmart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But you just keep them on for the 12 hours and then
Okay.
you report back and you have to kind of blog about it and say, here's what I find good about these slippers. Here's what I find terrible. Applications are being accepted till the end of January. Now, this company is in England, but they said, it's open to everybody around the world.
I could see you doing this because you have kind of affinity for English stuff anyway. So
I do.
Working for an English. So
What are the people in England? What do English people call slippers? Do they call them slippers? Because, they call...
you're looking at
Thanks.
me and I'm just like, I
just
no
finished
ear-
The Crown, so I don't know what they would call slippers.
So there you go. I would love for you to blog like that. I would love to, give a vlog, and using your English accent.
And just do the English accent?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody would be into that or not.
Okay, here you go. You're applying.
All right.
And you're applying to me, and I'm going to see if I'm going to hire you. So give me about 15 seconds about the slippers.
Okay.
English accent.
Well, they were absolutely incredible. They were brilliant, as a matter of fact. So I put them on Saturday morning. I was, running around the house, and I did get in the car, threw the slippers in the boot of the car, went to Walmart, wore them. They were beautiful. I love them. This is terrible, isn't it?
You are hired. I love it.
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
Art imitates life, and other time, life imitates art.
Oh, sure.
Okay, so Razer is a gaming hardware company, and they showed off their new gaming chair concept. Okay, it's called Project Brooklyn.
Okay.
Except when you check out Project Brooklyn and this gaming chair, you may be going, man, this looks awful familiar. It looks like the chair that's in the Pixar movie WALL-E.
I knew it when I saw that movie. When did that movie come out? Was that like the 90s or early 2000s? But I remember when that movie came out, I was like, oh, we are headed down a bad road, y'all.
Oh, my gosh. Because in WALL-E, on the spaceship, in WALL-E, the humans are now overweight, technology-obsessed beings who exist only to sit in a hover chair, eat, and drink.
Oh, yeah. Like, it just hovers. Like, you never get out of the chair. You just hover and go to the restaurant. You watch all your movies and all your news right there in your own chair. So this is what this thing looks like.
Yeah.
It's not coming into my house.
Oh, my gosh.
I know me. I would be like, ooh, that looks comfy.
So
I'm going to sit down and have a milkshake.
I may not get up till May.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Samsung is announcing that they're coming out with a brand new phone. It's high-end. It's 5G. It's an Android. And supposedly it's going to be comparable to like the iPhone 12.
Hello, this is Samsung. This is your answer to the iPhone 12.
Exactly. That's what they're
Okay.
saying.
Okay.
So it's going to be pretty tricked out. They've got different models. They got 3 models, and they start at like $800, right? here's my takeaway from all of this. Oh, by the way, you can pre-order and get yours like January 29th.
Okay,
whatever.
okay.
So, either you are Samsung or you are iPhone.
Yep.
It's like, right? See? Peanut Gallery over there, right? Video department, TJ and Ian. TJ has an iPhone.
Okay.
Ian has a Samsung.
Oh.
And they diss each other about each other's phones.
TJ, this is me.
Okay, well, sometimes you have a rebuttal, but I'm like, man,
not?
if you have one or the other, because my husband and I do this. He has Samsung. I have an iPhone.
Okay.
And he'll say things like, well, if you had a Samsung, you wouldn't have to worry about that. And I'm like, well, I don't like a Samsung. I mean, it's just, and it's not that I have anything against them. I've literally never had one, so I don't have any basis.
And you learn how it works. My wife
That's the
has an
thing.
Android.
Yeah.
I have an iPhone.
Yeah.
And she goes, honey, it's doing this. I'm like, I'll try to figure it out. But I
Right.
don't know. I got an iPhone, so I
Yes.
pretty much know how that works. So
And for me, because like you say, I know the iPhone. When I try to text for him, if he's, driving
Yeah.
and one of the kids or whatever, and I will text for him, I feel like I'm in the Flintstone era. I really do. Like I'm like, clunk, clunk, clunk. But that's only because I don't know how the thing works. Nothing against Samsung.
Oh, man. I wondered why every text I got from you always ended with yabba dabba doo.
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
You never know what a small thing of kindness, you may think it's small,
Yeah.
how it's going to impact and really change someone's life. So Dwayne Johnson, we know him better as
The Rock.
Can you smell what is... Well, it's probably eggs this morning, early in the morning. So anyway, he visited an old friend of his named Bruno Lauer. Now, Bruno took in The Rock. I think The Rock was maybe 15 years old and basically homeless, and Bruno took him in. And then about 9 years after that, Rock was on hard times again, and Bruno was like, hey, man, come on back. He had a trailer in Nashville. You can live with us for a while. And so The Rock visited him recently and posted it on Instagram. And so he said, your kindness and heart helped change my life trajectory. And when you're ready to retire from the business, you just say the word, I got you covered. He presented Bruno with a $30,000 truck.
Wow.
$30,000 truck just to say thanks. Just his kindness when
Yeah.
he was a teenager, and then 9 years later, it just impacted his life so
course it
much.
did.
And Bruno's a former wrestling manager. He couldn't hold back the tears, man. He was just bawling that his friend would remember him and do something like this.
I don't know a lot about The Rock as far as, you can only go by what we see in the media and on Instagram and this kind of thing. But he seems like a pretty genuinely interested guy. Like, I don't know how to even describe it. Like
He's caring.
He is very
Yeah.
caring. He seems somewhat emotional. Like he makes those very intentional relationships. People love him.
Yeah.
That has to be, at least in part, who he really is. So
Yeah. So when you're doing that kindness, when you're acting, helping someone out today, you never know how it's going to change the trajectory of their life.